Mrs. Oliver, I thought that we could practice a little bit of shapes today together. So we're going to go over a couple of things that we already know about shapes, and then we're going to do some practice together. All right, you ready? Here we go. So let's talk about what makes up shapes. There's two things. Their sides and their corners. Let's talk about the sides first. So an attribute or a characteristic of a shape is its sides, and a side is a straight line that makes up a shape. So let's look at this shape here. Do you know what shape this is? Tell me if you do. Yeah, it's a triangle. So let's look at this triangle and see if we can figure out how many sides it has. Ready? It has 1, 2, 3 sides. Let's see about these shapes here. Let's talk about these for a minute. Even though they look very different, they're all shapes. Now, the two shapes over here are different than the two shapes over here. What do you notice about these two shapes? If you said that they're not connected, then you are right. They're called open shapes because they're not connected all over. Right here, there's a space, and there's a space here and here. They're called open shapes. These shapes are called closed shapes, and all of the sides are touching. So another attribute or characteristic that's important to know about shapes is its corners. And that's a point where two sides meet. So let's look at this triangle again and see if we can count the corners. Ready? 1, 2, 3 corners. This shape has 3 corners. So let's practice. Let's see if we can figure out what attributes this shape has. Let's first decide, is it an open shape or is it a closed shape? What do you think? If you thought that it's a closed shape, you're right. There's no openings. It's all connected all the way through. Let's see if we can figure out how many sides it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It does have 6 sides. How many corners? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you know what a shape is called that has 6 sides and 6 corners? If you said hexagon, you got it right. It's called a hexagon. Let's see about this one. How many sides and corners does this shape have? Oops, this shape. Let's count. Ready? I'm going to count with my cursor here. Count with me. Let's do sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 sides, and let's see how many corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you know what a shape is called that has 8 sides and 8 corners? It's an octagon. Awesome. Now let's see this shape here. Do you know what this shape is called? It is. It's an oval. And this shape has no straight sides and no corners. And that's what makes it special. All right, it's your turn. I want to hear you this time. You ready? All right. Look at all 4 of these shapes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What are 2 things that are the same about these shapes? What do you notice? What are 2 things that are the same? Look at sides and corners. What's one thing? If you said that they all have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, you're right. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this square. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this one, and 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 shapes have 4 sides. What about the corners? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. They all have 4 corners. 4 corners. It's a closed shape because there's no openings, and it has 4 sides. Awesome job. Can you look at these shapes and point on your screen? Which shapes have 4 corners? I'm going to give you a minute to count. And point to the ones that have 4 corners. Remember, the corners are these things up here. All right, let's check. Does A have 4 corners? 1, 2, 3, 4. It does. So this rectangle has 4 corners. Let's check here. Does this one have 4 corners? 1, 2, 3. Oh, this one only has 3 corners. Let's check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This shape has 5 corners. And what about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. So A and D, the rectangle and the square, both have 4 corners. The other shapes do not. They have 3 and 5. Which of these shapes have 4 sides? Can you look at the sides? Remember, the sides are these straight, long ones here. Which shapes have 4 sides? I'll give you a second to count. All right, let's check out A. Does A have 4 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4. It does. A, the square, has 4 sides. Let's look at B, this oval. Does it have any sides? It doesn't because it's curved. So there's no sides here. So I have 0 sides here. Let's go to C. How many sides does C have? 1, 2, 3, 4 sides for C. And let's look at D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am already way past 4. So the only shapes that have 4 sides are A and C. Good job. You're doing awesome. All right, let's look at this one. What is the same about all of these shapes? Can you think of anything that's the same? Great idea. Let's count the corners. 1, 2, 3 corners here. 1, 2, 3 corners here. 1, 2, 3 corners here. And 1, 2, 3 corners here. All of these shapes have 3 corners. And I also noticed they all have 3 sides. So if you're at home and you have some paper or a pencil and you want to try this out, this is my challenge for you. Try to draw a shape with 4 straight sides and see what you can come up with. And then try to draw another shape with 4 straight sides that's different than the one you just drew. So try that at home as a little fun challenge. Draw 2 shapes with 4 sides that look different. All right, thanks for playing along with me today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.